Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. All right, so we've got a new herb of the week, basil. Some people in the world say basil, and I understand that, but I don't understand those type of people. All right, so basil is our herb of the week, and I've got 3 cards in front of me to hang out with us this week, or the next however many days it takes for us to get through this. Getting a late start, and the old me would have said, no, it's Tuesday. We cannot start a new herb of the week. But the new me is like, listen, bitch, are we ever going to get through our to-do list? And it will be a very long week without basil. Basil is one of my favorite essential oils. So I'm so glad that one of the cards today is an essential oil card from the Oracle of the Essences, and he is on the card along with a king who's holding a key behind his back, and he's kind of walking through these gates and an archway, and it's really awesome. But I remember one time getting this soap that was scented with basil oil, this essence of basil essential oil, however you want to say it. Oh my God. I love it. Oh my God, to this day, I have not yet been able to get my hands on any basil essential oil. I should just get online and order some, or ask my local lady who stocks some oil. I may have asked her like if she could get me some or not, but anyways, I'm exhausted this week, 100%. My sleep just keeps on getting interrupted to the point of me being like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm ready to be like, don't wake me up. Don't anybody wake me up. Now, what kicked off my sleep deprivation was getting woken up by my son, who was informing me that his friends and our neighbors, their apartment building had caught fire. So yeah, like, you get up for that, no trouble. But like, I don't feel like I've yet recovered from that days later. Anyways, wah. 2 of Wands is here today and this week with basil. So we will read about that in the Spirit of Herbs, the Plant Spirit Oracle, or no, it's the Herbal Tarot. Okay, so anyways, I hope that I can be accurate. I hope basil uplifts me as much as like my memory of how that soap smelled. It was just so awake and refreshing and herby, but like yum. And like, you couldn't really, like, you were like, what is that smell? Like, it says basil, obviously, but like, it's just such a cool essence. Basil. Do you ever just eat it fresh right out of the garden? Or use it fresh in your kitchen. And our 3rd card is the Witch's Kitchen basil card with a message of reconciliation. So we've got the 2 of Wands, which we'll learn more about the 2 of Wands. We've got basil, the aromatherapy card, and it has 2 keywords on that card, relief and rejuvenation. And then we're also going to touch upon today reconciliation. So I don't know. What do you think? I mean, relief, rejuvenation, reconciliation sounds pretty good. Keywords for the 2 of Wands. Let me see if I can open it up quick in the book. Hurry up, Sade, hurry up. It's a page. It looks like a page, like a young person, and he's holding the whole world in his hands, and he's got, of course, 2 wands. One he's holding on to like a walking stick, and then the other one's just like upright. I don't know. There's this huge ass basil plant behind him. He's really focused on this little mini world globe that fits in his one hand. And the keywords for the 2 of Wands are self-confidence, self-worth, confidence, following one's inspiration with action, being protected in one's endeavors. So pretty awesome when we pair those up with relief, rejuvenation, and reconciliation. I love the idea of following one's inspiration with action. Like, it's like Groundhog's Day where I live, and everybody wants to go out to the bar and drink. But like, I just felt like that was another choice. Like, if I would have done that, then Basil would not have happened this week. And then I would have been not on the schedule that I see like unfolding perfectly if I could just use a little discipline and stick to it. And I just didn't feel like it. You know, it's like, hey, if I'm feeling like partying, I will be the first one up on the table. Okay, all right? But if I'm not feeling it, I just cannot stand, I don't know. I think I'm socialed out. I think I'm underslept, and I don't want to see anybody's face, especially a drunk one. I'm done. I'm just done. I went to a root canal doctor today. And he said I don't need one. He thinks I can just get away with like a normal filling or something, maybe. So that was actually excellent news, and he was so nice, and he gave me a free x-ray because I said I didn't want to pay for one, so I didn't. I don't know, like the universe is definitely being protected in one's endeavors. Like, I'm trying to stay on track. I'm trying to stay somewhat like within my budget and frugal, and, you know, let the money come in, but don't like, you know, spend it on unnecessary x-rays. The x-ray itself was necessary, but the reason I deemed it unnecessary is my regular dentist office was supposed to email them the x-rays, and they never did, sons of guns. So that's why I was like, whoa, like I don't want to be paying for this. And then they just gave me a complimentary one. So anyways, thanks for radiating my face for free. So are you ready to hang out with Basil? Do we have some reconciliation to do? How about relief? What would you like to be relieved from? That king has a key and behind his back. So it's obviously he's opened up this gate. What gate, if you could open up any gate that you feel like you don't have the self-worth or self-confidence to claim right now. So if you don't have something in your life, it's because like you're not a vibrational match to it. You don't think you're worth it. But like ideally, you want to get feeling good enough to be able to claim the key to your kingdom. So what would you like to be waiting behind that gate for you? Where do you want to go? Like if you could open up any new door for yourself, what would it be? Following one's inspiration with action. Yeah, what gate do you want to be opening in your life? And Basil saying, do you need to reconcile, right? Maybe that's like, you don't want to take your old past with you. You don't want to take any heavy luggage, no emotional baggage, right? So it is certainly a good time to reconcile. I mean, I love basil just as food with mozzarella cheese and tomatoes and oh man, basil. It's just so good. I feel like I need a nap. Yeah. All right, basil. I'm going to pause. I'm going to breathe like I'm hyperventilating and wake up. And then we are going to learn more about basil. And we're going to sit with these 3 cards. And then we're going to feel good. All right? All right. And by good, I might actually mean overwhelmed. No, just kidding. But listen to what we're powering up this week. On our Power Up episode after our tarot one, we're powering up perfection, impeccability, and alignment. So I think like I am actually already being guided by Basil by declining the offer to go have drinks, be around drunk people, which I don't actually like drunk people normally. Like I have to be in the mood for them. And I have to be one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like and that doesn't happen very often anymore with me. Like I got this other thing going on. I'm studying A Course in Miracles. I'm trying to finish my podcasts these are my life projects in a way, you know, like I want to stay in alignment with what is best for me. So anyways, what the trees talked about last week really is like, you know, you have your own star, you have your own guiding light, you have your own direction. Are you listening to it or not? Like the Two of Wands dude holding the world, he is thinking about what he wants to do in the world from what it appears to me. He don't have nobody behind him being like, come on, jump in, let's go. What, you nerd, you know what I mean? Like, but like, here's the thing, like maybe he wants to be nerdy and study the world or travel or, you know, see what he can discover for himself. And sometimes you do have to only listen to yourself, block out the rest of the world to focus on the world that you want to create, you know, for now. So, yeah, perfection, impeccability, and alignment. And yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling right now. Not that I'm like perfect or anything like that, but like, I just feel like I don't actually have enough energy to get off my path. I know you're always on your path, but like I have a motion set for me, direction, I'm on course. It's just imperative that I remain impeccable at this point. And lowering my vibration, which is what drinking is. Everyone seems like they're like raising their vibration, but actually, no. It's lowering your vibration. It's disconnecting you from hearing yourself. You see how stupid drunk people are, right? And it's opening you energetically in really not a good way. That's just my opinion about it. I mean, you could actually search for, there are some videos of like when people have been drunk, they've like kind of gotten like possessed and you know they can act pretty crazy, and I know alcohol changes me instantly, you know, and a little bit, you know, is fine for that instant relief. Basil says, you know, like you have like literally like it would take me like a half a cup of wine and like I would be relieved and chilled out if I really needed it. But the thing is, it's like you learn other ways to relieve yourself. All right, moving into our first card, we will do them the way that I have them in front of me. The Two of Wands, then the aromatherapy one, and then the Witch's Kitchen with reconciliation. I'm going to save that for last because, I mean, we kind of need to like work ourselves into that openness, to be open to reconciliation. And I'm going to start with the Herbal Tarot because it is super nerdy and I like that. Yeah. Big party night in town, and I would choose Basil. And I choose Basil over bullshit. That is an easy choice for me. Okay, so Two of Wands, Mars and Aries. Ooh. You don't even need to know anything about astrology that well to tap into the energy of Mars and Aries. I don't even really want to mess around with that. Ugh. A noble youth holds the globe in his hand, serving the unlimited options and possibilities it encompasses. So he indicates genuine appreciation of his status and accomplishments. If this is an expanded state of awareness, it can be the very essence of positiveness, but in a lesser sense, it can border on conceit and aloofness. Here lie the ideas of mastery over one's desires and of self-control. So this card, the Two of Wands, teaches us to guard against complacency and inertia that often occurs among those who are materially blessed yet spiritually empty. Lacking a spiritual perspective on material gains and wealth may create a tendency to mere dreaminess. and an inability to follow through with projects one has begun. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, Basil. I want to finish my projects. That's why I'm hanging out with you tonight. You know, like, it'll feel good. It will feel good to one day in like 7 weeks, if I can just stay on course, to tell you that we are hanging out with our herb of the week, licorice, and know that licorice is the last one. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's feeling like one of those goals that's kind of big, but then I think it's insane that I didn't finish it last year. But then I think about my last year, and then my last year was insane. And then I think about my Course in Miracles lesson for today that says, I have created this world. I have created this insane world, which is really good news, because if you create something, you can like uncreate it. You can create different. But first you have to admit, part of the reconciliation process, first you have to admit that you are the creator. All right, so let's talk about the spiritual properties of basil. Basil will help develop, reveal, and use the enthusiastic fire element within. It supports idealism and keeps inner vision clear. It is one of the most sacred plants of India and is said to open the heart and mind, clear the aura, and give strength to the immune system. Now, holy basil, sacred to both Krishna and Vishnu, is revered in the Hindu household. It protects against contagious diseases and negative influences and is burned as an incense and disinfectant. Yeah, holy basil's literally in a whole other class of its own, and it smells beyond fantastic. Medicinally, the word basil descends from the Greek basilis. Oh, is that why they say basil? All right, you can say basil however you want. If you're a Basil fan, blessings to you. So that was the king. That's the word for king in Greek. Herbalists have long associated with it with royalty and nobility. Parkinson says, the smell thereof is so excellent that it is fit for a king's house. At the same time, a quite contrary association gives it the power to attract scorpions. Oh shit. And as a result of this, Culpeper upholds the belief that every like draws its like. And the herb can be used as an external poultice to draw out the poisons of venomous snakes and stings. Now, primarily basil is used to stimulate perspiration for the treatment of colds, flus, and fevers, as well as to aid the release of inner tensions of spirit. Now, fresh basil, if you want to wear it, you can, and smell it throughout the day. Crush it, love it, eat it. Do that to invoke the powers of protection and inspiration and to help elevate self-esteem. Makes me want to go have a little Tulsi tincture myself. Or I don't have any fresh basil, but seriously, like, I could just drive up to Walmart right now and get a plant. They just have it all the time now. It's awesome. Growing a plant in the house will keep the area cleared of negativity and will take in the positive ions and energize negative ions. The essence may be taken throughout the day to aid in acknowledging inner ideals and bringing them into manifested reality. Medicinally, a teaspoon of the dried leaves is steeped in a covered cup of boiling water until cool enough to drink. 3 or 4 cups being taken daily. So sweet basil is widely used as a flavoring condiment, especially in Italian cuisine. The tea can be taken occasionally for gas and indigestion. All right, so this tarot deck has kind of combined holy basil, sweet basil, and there's a lot of different types of basil. There really is. They like kind of, I think, lemon basil probably. I don't know, there's a couple hybrids that are trying to come to mind, but my mind is really tired. All right, so like we talked about earlier, the key words for the Two of Wands: self-confidence, self-worth, confidence, following one's inspiration with action, being protected in one's endeavors. Now, herbal allies, like if you didn't have basil or like some other herbs that kind of jive with the same vibe, yerba buena, oregano, marjoram, and thyme are herbal allies to basil. And our affirmation from this card is with self-confidence and inner mastery, I move forward with my choices in life. All right, so there we go, a little crash course in basil, and our first affirmation saying, yo, with inner mastery and self-confidence, I'm going to move forward with my, keyword being my choices in life. So it's like, attention people pleasers, myself included. Like at some point you just need to do what you want to do, what you need to do, what you're being called to do. You just give and give and give to everybody, right? Do you do this? Okay, well, what are your choices in life? We know you're really good at supporting everybody else's choices. How about yours now? So take a deep breath, feel some relief. Basil says, hopefully feel some rejuvenation. And let's move over to the king with the key and the gate. An unknown quote of wise words says, sleep doesn't help if it's your soul that's tired. Oh my God. Is this resonating? Sleep doesn't help if it's your soul that's tired. Well, we'll see tonight if I can actually sleep. But it's like if you keep on, you're like, well, I'm sleeping, but I am just so uninspired. Yeah, that's your soul being tired. Yeah, it's not about getting rest. You need to start moving forward with your choices in life that wakes you up, that gets you going, that makes you want to run up to the gate and push it open. It's a good question. What is fun for you? What makes you feel alive and when you do it? What do you enjoy? What do you want to do? What do you like to do? What do you want to do? So ancient Greeks believed basil opened the gateway to heaven. This man is a king who relieves anguish from his people by being generous. It is an essence that rejuvenates energy and is awesome in soap. I just want to tell the soap makers, please make me some basil soap. And allows you to keep going through stress and worry. Okay, so there's some oranges in this picture. I didn't even see that. All right, the oranges in the picture represent the energy and movement that basil creates. Oh, just the color orange. Yeah, there's lots of orange. There's lots of oranges. Lots of orange color in this. His cape is reddish orange, but then there's other tones of orange, yellow orange, ombre orange all throughout. There is some purple flowers and a little pink in the sky, and of course the green basil. Now, basil is assertive and focused. When the basil personality is positive, it is good at making decisions and always follows a purpose. However, in the negative, it can represent anger and view the world like a power struggle rather than a safe place to create. Basil is a thinker, which is why this essence is fantastic for mental fatigue. Yeah, if you can get some basil oil and put it in your diffuser, yo, I'd like to get a diffuser maybe. All right. Again, I've had them in the past, but things break. Respiratory problems. Like now I just like to put in a little spritz bottle, and like when I'm in the mood for it, I'm just like spritz, 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 and it's instantly right there. Respiratory problems and nervous tension are other conditions that basil can assist with. Associated with the heart chakra, basil is of great support for the lungs, as well as for the adrenal glands, replenishing the body and relieving oxygen? Exhaustion. That's so funny. I said oxygen. Do we need to breathe more? Relieving exhaustion. All right, the basil personality trusts the divine energy and knows at the bottom of its heart that everything will be all right. So if basil has come to you and you're reading, you may need to rest and switch your mind off. You must fill your energy with hopes and positivity. Responsibilities are burdening you. Let go of the struggle and deal with them with ease. Affirmation, I am strong. I am courageous. So yeah, it's like you need good rest. But sometimes it's like just sleeping and snoring isn't going to cut it. Like you need peace of mind. You need to trust the divine. You need to know at the bottom of your heart that everything will be all right. And switch your mind off and then fill your energy with hopes and positivity. Just really release those responsibilities that are burdening you. Let go of the struggle. Enough to rejuvenate yourself so that you can deal with them with ease. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our rejuvenating herb of the week, basil. With self-confidence and inner mastery, I move forward with my choices in life. I am strong. I am courageous. I trust in the divine and know that everything will be all right. I release the struggle. I reconcile with the witch within. With self-confidence and inner mastery, I move forward with my choices in life. I am strong. I am courageous. I trust in the divine and know that everything will be all right. I release the struggle. I reconcile with the witch within. And so it is. Yep, I just whipped them bitches together, didn't I? Some days you just got to get those affirmations out there. And I peeked ahead to our last card, reconciliation, and the last sentence of Basil's guidance in the Witch's Kitchen guidebook says, use me in your spell work for peacemaking and the restoration of harmony as you reconcile with the witch within. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, that's what we have to do. A lonely witch will never do. Call up a friend to share some stew. It's time now for reconciliation. I'll prepare you for the celebration. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There, it is done. So it's saying you've been rather solitary lately, and a little company would lift your spirits right now. Listen, Basil, I already made the decision that I wasn't going out tonight. But good news, I am starting a Punxsy energy group, aka PEG, with some really intuitive and interesting and creative ladies, and we're gonna meet, I think, weekly. All right, so I'm going to be bonding with my witches and sisters, and even though it's like, whether like whether like you're more witchy or more like starseedy or more like pagan or more yoga, like it really doesn't matter. Our common bond is that we're all working with energy, and we're all very conscious and aware and deliberate with our spiritual journeys. So I just thought it was time for community. And isn't that what like my cards have been telling me for friggin' evs, that I was going to be putting together a circle of women? Well, it just literally happened with very little effort. And I just want to tell you, because I tell you everything. All right. So, but this is talking about an old friend has been waiting to hear from you, and you would too, you too would benefit from another's inspiration and like-mindedness. So if you've drifted away from somebody that really did used to serve you well and you got along with, and don't be surprised if someone from your very distant past turns up. For distant memories of old are relived when this card is presented. A family reunion, a celebration, a gathering is imminent and marks a period of new understanding and peace. So people that you thought you were done with might come back in your life. Are you ready to be the peacekeeper? A reconciliation of differences brings an end to hostilities. An end to hostilities, which will relieve you of your defenses. Basil is all about that relief. And Basil also says, and while we're waiting for this to happen, meanwhile, let me calm your nerves and reduce any stress that confrontation brings with my powerful medicinal properties. Use me in your spell work for peacemaking and the restoration of harmony as you reconcile with the witch within. Because it's like you do kind of have to admit, like you cursed these people. You know what I mean? You created the world that you're in. And like if you do have people that you have hostilities with, you have to own up and say that you created it. No more victimness, I know. But you added, you know what I mean? It takes two to tango or whatever. But like that part of you within you, we're kind of using witch in a negative connotation here, I understand. But it's like that little witch inside of you that put a little hex on this mother trucker. You got to reconcile with her. You got to convince her that peace is possible and it's appealing, and we want it. We want peace. We want harmony. We want new understandings. So do what you got to do to reconcile, because any type of confrontation, attack, or hostility is stressful. Could really get your stomach in a knot. So basil is a good stomach tonic for digestive problems, stress, detoxing. Here's a little recommended recipe. Pour a liter of filtered water into a clean jug. Add 1/2 cup of freshly washed basil leaves to the water. You can add ginger, lemon, or any fruit or herb of your choice to the tonic. If you want a sweet tonic, add honey. If you wish for a sharper taste, add salt. Press down all the ingredients to release the flavor and store in the fridge for at least 24 hours. Filtered water can be added to dilute. If it tastes a little too strong, strain it out, have yourself some. All right, it is recorded on ancient papyrus. Sadie, I'm so tired. Papyrus that basil was likely used for embalming. I'm really going to rest, like basil is suggesting. And the herb has been found on mummies and various tombs. So basil's been around for a real long time. Known by the name of the kingly herb by the ancient Greeks, basil, or basil is a symbol of mourning. Not good mourning, like grieving, mourning, and is greatly revered. It has also been recorded in the ancient traditions of Ayurveda. So yeah, what do you think? Are you excited to hang out with Basil? Are you excited to reconcile the inner witch? Are you excited to get some relief and then some rejuvenation? And then, yeah, baby, you got the whole world in your hands.